But our first story takes us to Paris, France, where a gang of 28 Muslims who call themselves the Barbarians went on trial Wednesday. They are accused of the 24-day gruesome torture and murder of a French Jewish man of Moroccan parentage. 500 students, staff, and relatives were abducted from a boys' school by Taliban terrorists on Monday. The Taliban kidnappers were armed with rocks, grenades, and automatic weapons. Taliban gunmen have also been filmed executing a couple in Pakistan that they repeatedly shot for the alleged crime of adultery. Last Wednesday, Somalia's President Sheikh Sharif Sheikh Ahmed approved a law that formally introduces Sharia law into his country. The same day, 8 people, including children, were killed and 15 others were wounded in fighting between government and Islamist fighters in Mogadishu. The president said that there is no reason for the continuation of hostilities in the country as Islamic law has been accepted. President Barack Obama denounced his political opponents who do not want to close down Guantanamo Bay. The president suggested his opponents were guilty of fear-mongering. First, an update on the rapidly deteriorating situation in Pakistan, where the most recent fighting has caused a surge in the exodus of Pakistanis. The UN is calling this the worst displacement situation since Rwanda. On Monday, a terror attack claimed the lives of 4 people and wounded 13 in Baghdad. The attack occurred at a vegetable market and is the second bomb to go off in the area in just over 2 weeks. Iraqi civilian deaths since 2003 have fallen dramatically and are now at their lowest level. However, there have been sporadic attacks in many areas in Baghdad and Sadr City over the last few weeks, and a sharp increase in the persecution of homosexuals, which some critics argue is directly linked to Shiite clerics who urge civilians to murder gays. Following the outbreak of swine flu, Islamic clerics all over the world claim that the disease confirms the Islamic position on pigs as unclean animals. A videotape that was smuggled out of the United Arab Emirates shows a member of the country's royal family torturing a man with whips, electrical cattle prods, and wooden planks with nails. A UAE police officer is seen on the tape tying a victim up and holding him down as the sheikh pours salt on the man's wounds and then drives over him with his Mercedes SUV. The Muslim community in Greece is demanding a government apology for an incident that occurred last Thursday involving the alleged desecration of the Quran, Islam's holy book. Muslim associations in Athens have filed a lawsuit against a policeman who allegedly took a Quran during a police check on an Iraqi immigrant. Police officials deny this. The incident has prompted 2 days of violent protests by hundreds of Muslims in central Athens, injuring 14 people and seriously damaging businesses. The U.S. government accidentally posted a highly confidential 266-page report online on the nation's nuclear sites and programs. It includes the precise locations of stockpiles of fuel for nuclear weapons. An Egyptian college student who was acquitted of federal explosives charges was arrested by immigration officials again on Monday. 23-year-old Yusuf Samir Megahed was taken into custody by U.S. Immigration and Customs agents as he left a Walmart store in Florida. Hundreds of thousands of Iranians protested President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's re-election in Tehran. 7 people have been reportedly killed and several others were wounded in the worst violence since the disputed election results were revealed. Angry protesters showed their bloodied palms after holding the wounded that had been part of the crowd. A video unveiled by The Times Online shows a 17-year-old girl being beaten in the Islamic stronghold of the Swat Valley in northwest Pakistan. One of the soldiers was killed and the other is in serious condition. Abdul Hakim Mujahid Muhammad, 23, was arrested shortly after the shooting. Prosecutors are saying that there was an obvious political and religious motive behind the attack. An update on a story we covered Tuesday about Abdul Hakim Mujahid Muhammad, a 23-year-old Muslim convert who is suspected of shooting a U.S. soldier. Now, how, if at all, is the Israeli government handling the issue of Jewish refugees from Middle Eastern countries in respect to any negotiations of peace with the neighbors of Israel? Has this even come up in dialogue?
It hasn't really come up in dialogue with the Palestinians so much.
Eric, thank you so much for being with us and for bringing this very important story to us. India's Prime Minister Manmohan Singh told President Obama that nuclear sites in Pakistan's frontier province are already partially in the hands of Islamic extremists. An Israeli military site also broke the story and warns about Pakistani nuclear weapons falling into the wrong hands. Jihadist users of pro-Al-Qaeda and other pro-terror websites have been rejoicing at the tragic earthquake that hit Italy on Monday. Reports indicate that the earthquake killed over 260 people, injured hundreds, and has left more than 20,000 people homeless. The Yemen Post reports more than 100 Yemeni Jews are being relocated to London. This follows a series of reports of the remaining Jews being treated inhumanely. Come back next week when we'll have another update on Ruhi Tabasum's case. I'm Reut Cohen. Thanks for clicking on us.